Hey everyone, it's Lindsay. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about 15 easy December daily prompts that you won't want to forget to include in your Christmas memory keeping. However you decide to keep and remember your Christmas memories, whether it's jotting down notes on photos, writing notes and memories on your Facebook timeline, having a junk journal, a December daily, a project life, a scrapbook, a glue book. There's so many ways. But a lot of us are working through things like a December daily, and I thought that I would give you some prompts that you won't want to forget. I have 15 prompts today. We are going to be using, I pulled out some old Christmas photos just for examples. This is me when I was about 5, I think. It's when they still put a lot of tinsel on trees, but this is just kind of, these are Christmas photos that I'm using as an example. When you are creating, however you're creating in your December daily or Christmas memory keeping, you will have days when you're not sure what to write. And I only have 15 today because there's plenty of days where you're going to know. You're going to go to a Christmas parade. And so you're going to want to memory keep about that Christmas parade. Your child or grandchild is going to say something adorable or give you a Christmas gift, and you know that you're going to be writing about it that day. Even if you don't keep a December daily or can't do it every year, these are just things in mind to keep in mind to hold in your heart. So today I'm going to be using White Christmas by LianaScrap on Etsy. I hope that you check out her work. This video is sponsored by her, and I am so excited to show you some of these pages while we talk about our Christmas prompts. So you may have a photo that you're going to be putting on a page somewhere, and you're going to need to write prompts. So I've picked up a whole bunch of old Christmas photos. So like I said, these aren't new or anything, but I thought that was kind of nostalgic and cute. So the first one is traditions. And I'm actually, just for fun, going to be kind of quickly writing out some of these things while we talk about it, just for the fun of it, so you can see how easy memory keeping can actually be. And so then you could just write down a couple of traditions that you do not want to forget. So maybe you have a special memory associated with a picture and you could write about that. But then maybe you're doing a spread and you need, man, I don't have anything to journal about today. What could I journal? Traditions. So what were some of the things that you did? What were some of the Christmas tree decorating, or the Christmas caroling, or the family dinner, or did you go shopping Christmas Eve? Did you open something on Christmas Eve? What were family traditions? You could split this up even further by childhood traditions that you remember, and then traditions that you currently have, or even split it up to your childhood traditions, your children's traditions that you did with them, and then maybe your current traditions if they've changed. So that is number 1, traditions. Number 2 is trends. I have this funny picture here of me and my little brother. I was, oh gosh, I want to say like 15 here. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm playing my flute. I have my pajamas on. These are Chinese pajamas that were bought at Epcot in the Chinese Walt Disney World. We lived in Florida at the time. And I loved everything pandas and Chinese. So I had those pajamas on. He's playing his recorder. I'm playing my flute. And you can see this vintage Christmas Carol book that was my mom's. And just there's trends every year. So you could write about trends. And every year, I think they're a little different. So I don't know if you remember, everything was like teal Christmas, or everything is navy blue Christmas, or there may be, I'm not going to actually write them down, but you can write down what the trends for the year are. When you're out shopping, looking around, what are some of the trends? Maybe you can take pictures while you're at Home Goods or Hobby Lobby or any of the places you like to shop. Take pictures of some of the aisles of the trends. It might be a little boring from a year-to-year standpoint, but if you look back over a 5 to 10 year period and you've documented the trends, then that could be really, really interesting and really fun for your family to look over. Number 3 is together. I have this picture of me and my little boy Zeke. He was less than a year old here. And so this prompt is together. And that could really mean anything. It could be family, friends, pets. You don't have to even write a paragraph. You can see how I'm making little stars. You can do bullets, little stickers, things like that. And you can write about what you're doing together this year with, here I could write about, this was back in 2013, I believe. So you could write about, the things I did together with my baby son, but maybe you have things that you do together with your pet. Maybe you cuddle up in front of the fireplace with your cat and you watch your favorite Hallmark Christmas movies. So that's a wonderful prompt when you need something to write about. These also do not have to go together with pictures. I just thought it was cute to include a few of my pictures. Number 4 is time. And I have a picture here of my sister and I. This is also that year I was about 15, and we were singing Christmas carols together. This kind of goes with together, but how do we spend our time during Christmas? So that could be together or by yourself. Do you spend a lot of time baking? Do you spend a lot of time Christmas shopping? Do you spend a lot of time maybe writing in a Christmas gratitude journal? Do you spend a lot of time filling out Christmas cards? I helped my mom do that for years when I was young, and it would take us a lot of time to do it, but it was such a joy. So that could be every year, maybe 2 or 3 points. Where are you spending a lot of time on a Christmas? You're spending a lot of time, putting ornaments on the tree, things like that. Spending time singing. So that's a wonderful one. Number 5 is toys. And I have this picture here of me. Oh gosh, I don't know how, maybe I was 3 or 4. I'm holding a Cabbage Patch Kid. This was obviously the late 80s when it was a big trend. And so this is toys. And this might not work for everybody. Maybe you don't really have children in your life, but maybe you can remember some of the toys you had. This was actually, I think, my aunt's doll or my cousin's doll. I think it was my aunt's doll. I had one. This wasn't mine, but because I was at my grandmother's house here, I think, and so I was playing with my aunt's or cousin's doll. But you could write trends. Obviously, Cabbage Patch was a great one back then. I just watched a movie yesterday with my husband. It's on HBO Max. It's called 8-Bit Christmas, and it's really cute and really nostalgic about the late 80s Christmases and the Nintendo and the Cabbage Patch Kids and things like that. So things that us kids who were born in the 80s remember. Really cute movie, but there's trends every year. You remember when the fidget spinners were really big? This year, Poppets are really big. The Baby Yoda toys, things like that. You could write them down, maybe some of the toys that you're purchasing for the children in your life. It's fun to look back on that. The next one is thankfulness. I have this picture here of me and some of my siblings. I have a lot of siblings. There were 9 of us total, but this is just a few of us. This was before the last 3. But thankfulness. So I thought of this because of Thanksgiving. And to me, Thanksgiving and Christmas aren't really that separate. I like to think of Christmas as an extension of Thanksgiving. And while we are so grateful for the things that God has given us and the blessings in our life during Thanksgiving time, I'm even more grateful during the Christmas season. I'm grateful for the Christ child. I'm thankful for redemption. I'm thankful for beauty and love and joy and peace and all of that. I'm thankful for my family. I'm thankful for my friends. And so I think that maybe you kept a November daily or a gratitude journal, but in December you can expound on that even more. Because I feel like if you're like me, my heart grows in thankfulness as the year draws to a close. And I hope that it is that way for everybody. So I think that's a great prompt. Number 7 is, and I don't have like a photo for everything, but this is a busy page, is to do. This might seem really boring, but I honestly love things like this. Because as you look back, I was just looking through a bag of memories to find these photos and to find a few other things. And I found a budget paper back from like the second, like 10 years ago or something. And it's funny to look back and see where we spent our money a whole decade ago before we had kids and when, we worked different jobs and things like that. So it's funny and fun and interesting to make a short list of maybe things to do this year during Christmas. Whether it can be boring things, even like paying bills and running errands. But as you look back over your to-do list during Christmas time, it brings back memories you may have forgotten. Number 8 is wrapping paper. This one is a super quick one. We don't always have a lot of time. I wish I could do a December daily every year. I really don't have the time to with my boys and my business and everything else. I've done it in the past and I hope to do it in the future and all of that. But I can still take time to think about all of these. Here I'm unwrapping. This is at my grandparents' house. I'm probably 2 or 3. And look at this red and white polka dot paper, and you can see some of the other wrapping papers in there as well. Now I have an old photo here, so you could either put old photos maybe that you have of you or your family members on wrapping gifts, but also while you're wrapping gifts, maybe take a little cut of each of the wrapping papers that you're using and then staple them or tuck them in a pocket or something like that on the page, or maybe just describe them. If you can't really take a picture, you could describe them. And that is fun to look back over the years to see what you used. And again, that kind of goes with the trends because obviously there's trends in that. Number 9, and this is a perfect page for this, recipes. Now this could take multiple pages for sure. Now you could just say, instead of recipes, you could just say favorite Christmas foods or Christmas menu or something like that. But if you actually have Christmas recipes that you use that you like, maybe new ones that you've gotten off of Pinterest that you want to try, or grandma's recipes, you could actually put in the recipe cards, photocopy the recipe cards, hand copy. You could do pages of this if you wanted to. In fact, you could do a totally different last week, I think it was, I did a Christmas recipe journal video. So I hope you go back a few videos and find that, and that'll give you some ideas as well. Number 10 is Wonderland. This page still kind of goes with recipes. It's so beautiful. So I'm going to flip here to Wonderland. Now, this is a very generic prompt because Wonderland could be, this is a picture of my friend's house when I was a teenager. We can see the snow. I think this was in Pennsylvania. I'm not sure. I never lived in Pennsylvania, but some of my friends moved there. They sent me this picture years ago. Beautiful. So it could be Wonderland as in Winter Wonderland, but maybe Wonderland, it could be a favorite place Christmas lights, going to see the Christmas lights. It could be taking a child to see Santa at the mall. It could be a Christmas party that you attended. Whatever your definition of Wonderland is, that's a nice open prompt that you can change up a little bit every year. Number 11 is wishes. I think every year our wishes change just a little bit. The older I get, the less I want things and the more I want concepts. I think of that song by Amy Grant, Grown Up Christmas List. My dad used to play that every year, and in fact, he still does. I heard it playing after Thanksgiving when I was there this year at his house, and I just had to take a couple minutes of quiet reflection to think about the song and to try to not tear up, because the beautiful words of that song, and to think about as a grown-up, we don't want people to be hurting. We don't want wars. We don't want lives torn apart. We want everybody to be happy. We want, peace and goodwill toward men. And the older I get, the more my wishes become about peace and safety and love and all of those things, and less about your favorite Christmas wish. But you could split it up and do what is your Christmas list and what are you wishing for, maybe on a wider scale, like worldwide or nationwide or family. And this would be really fun to have other people participate in as well. And maybe they could all write down their wishes on little pieces of paper and you could include them in an envelope. So I thought that that would be a lot of fun. Number 12 is carols, Christmas carols, or you could write Christmas songs, because carols usually mean the older hymn type carols like Hark the Herald Angels Sing, Silent Night, Away in a Manger. But what are your favorite Christmas songs? Or what are the ones that maybe you're singing in a special or a cantata, maybe that you're singing together as a family, or just ones that you're remembering from times gone by? Number 13 is crafts. Now this one you may or may not use every year. Since you watch a channel like mine, most likely you're doing some kind of Christmas crafting, whether you're making ornaments or gift envelopes or Christmas cards, or maybe you're knitting, crocheting, making journals. There's all sorts of Christmas gifts that you could make in crafts. So maybe you could write down, take pictures of some of the things that could be really fun as well. And I'm running out of paper because there were only so many pieces of paper to this beautiful kit. But the next one is calls and texts. And I thought that this one would be really interesting and maybe not something we easily remember. If you have a special Christmas, maybe a text, some of your friends and family text you at Christmas time, you could take a screenshot of that and you can print it out and put it in there, or write it out. Or if you get a special Christmas card or a note or a phone call from someone, maybe your aunt calls you and you could write down, this could be something that you just add to throughout your December daily. You could write in really pretty script calls and texts, and then just keep track every time that somebody calls you to say Merry Christmas or texts you or sends you an email. And then at the end of the month, you see just kind of the Christmas love that was spread around. And the last one, number 15, is similar, Christmas cards. And this would be maybe an expandable folder in the back or an envelope where you could actually put Christmas cards that you received. If you receive so many that you couldn't put them all in the journal, maybe just put in one or two, or maybe even consider binding all those cards into another book that you store with your December daily. I hope that you enjoyed these ideas. I tried to do ideas that we might forget and things that when you need something for a day of memory keeping. And you could even do this on your Facebook page. You could try every day or every other day to write some kind of a memory, because they come back on your timeline and they bless other people. So it doesn't always have to be a sit down, create a journal. But if you're still considering on creating a journal, it is never too late to start your December daily, even if you start it on Christmas Eve or on Christmas and then work through it throughout New Year's in the month of January, writing out your prompts and things. I hope you will check out LianaScrap and her White Christmas Junk Journal Kit. She does have some other Christmas kits in other color schemes. If you really like red, or you like woodland, or you like blue, she's got you covered. So I hope you'll check that out. I will link her shop below. Thank you so much, LianaScrap, for sponsoring this video. I hope that everybody has a blessed Christmas, that you'll give this video a thumbs up if you have not, subscribe if you have not. Check out all my links in the description box below, and I will see you all in the next video.